Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us. My name is Mahima, and I'm a part of the engagement marketing team at Hero Wired, and I'm your host for today. I will start this webinar by telling you a little about the Hero Wired platform. Hero Wired is a virtual education company which is a part of the Hero Group. So, Hero Wired is on a mission to not only reimagine the way we learn, but also build a better and a brighter future. We are here to equip our learners with knowledge, right skill set, and expertise that they need in order to find success. So, today we are presenting a webinar on the topic roles of animation in gaming by Tushar Arora. Tushar has a double graduation degree in BCom honors and a BA in animation and visual effects from MAC. He is an experienced professional in the animation industry and has a good experience in both movies and games. He's currently working as a facial animator at Rockstar Games. Welcome, Tushar. With Tushar, we have Srinivasan Ajay Kumar. He is a BSc Honors in Gaming and Animation and has an experience of 11 years into 2D and 3D designing. He's currently working as a faculty in gaming at Hero Wired. Moving forward into the webinar, so you will be finding some polls onto your screen. So you can take the poll and you have to just fill on some basic details about yourself. And in case during the webinar, if you have any questions or queries, please feel free to put down your questions in the Q&A section rather than putting it into the chat box, as your question might get skipped in the chat box. The polls are live now. You all can see the poll on your screens. Kindly go and poll. So without any further ado, I'll hand over the webinar to Tushar. Over to you.
Thank you, Mama. And hi, everyone. My name is Tushar, as she said, and I will be presenting to you a brief introduction on how animation is done in gaming. And like I will try to make this more interactive so that you guys can also participate and we can have some fun together. Let's begin then. Okay, you guys can see my screen, right? So we guys have seen many movies on motion capture. You guys already have a little bit of idea of how what motion capture is and how it is made. So some of the movies like Avatar and many VFX movies are there, which have been made on with motion capture. And it's not just movies which involve motion capture; it's games also which have high end of same technology which is used in movies is used in games also, and it is pretty much realistic. Everything you see is it is made lively, so full of life, so that you guys can relate it to reality. So let's see, motion capture, sometimes referred as mocap or mocap for short, is a process of recording the movement of objects or people. Okay, so it is used in military, entertainment, sports, medical applications, and for validation of computer versions and robots. Okay, so we have seen motion capture being used. It's not just about the humans; it's also used on animals and tracking object movements. So it's not just about tracking the body movement of a character. It's also about tracking the object movement also. In filmmaking and video game development, it refers to recording actions of human actors and using that information to animate digital character models in 2D or 3D computer animation. So motion capture can be used not just in 3D. You can use in storyboarding, in clay animation also. Okay, so yeah, motion capture is basically about it's about recording the points. So it's not just about recording the character movement. It's also about recording. You can fix those points anywhere in any object, be it a clay model also, and you can record that. So yeah, this can be used in 2D and 3D both. So when it includes face and fingers or captures subtle expressions, it is often referred to as performance capture. So a person is performing and you are capturing his or her performance. In many fields, motion capture is sometimes called motion tracking. Okay. But in filmmaking and games, motion tracking usually refers more to match moving. So I will be showing you some examples side by side after this so that you can relate all this theory with practical thing. Okay, so that will make you guys more clear. In motion capture sessions, movements of one or more actors are sampled many times per second, whereas early techniques used images from multiple cameras to calculate 3D positions. So let me just take you through some. You guys can see. Can anyone please confirm? Yes. If you see this, right, you see this is the character. This character has all the points here, and this is same is recorded in this character. Okay, so he has a camera in front of his face. Okay, that camera is recording all his face movements, and all the tracking points are recording all the parts. And this part is getting tracked, and you get this data to work on. And this is not the same thing. Okay, so don't think that all the data you get is all final, that you like it's your all your work is done. It's not about that. So you have to work more into it, get into detail of it, and then copy it into your 3D character, and fix all the jerks and all the things you have, so that you can get the final output and match it to reality. So if I take you through, like you see, so this is the character, this is the camera, and this has been recorded. He is wearing a mocap suit. Okay, so he is being recorded. Here is the file, and here you are seeing how it is being rendered. So all this process goes hand in hand. So it's not just about real characters. It's about cartoons also. You can record motion capture data into your cartoon model also. See the reality which is there, right? You can make it out. You can't make it out that this is real or 3D. Amount of detail you see here, it's all motion capture. So this detail you get with motion capture only. If you try doing this with keyframing, it will take you a lot of time. Motion capture eases that time. That time it gives you that comfort to achieve this. See the amount. This is very realistic, an amount of detail which is there. So these are all the three different cameras, three different person, and every person has the points. Okay, and now you can make out the points where they are: the brows, the nose, the cheeks, the lips. Okay, so all these points all have the same, right? The expressions you can make out. This is how a motion capture set looks. It's the same everywhere, the motion capture set, and all these points are there on the mocap suit, and these are being recorded. So you can see the amount of reality which is there in this animation. Small things, subtle things which are there, which you can make out that how like the eyes, how much they are getting pushed, and the place where the blink is happening, the small movements in the eye darts which are there. It's not just easy to just blindly go with the data. You have to need to have that knowledge about how the face works, how everything, your mouth, lips, your eyes, your brows, your forehead, how does it works? Then anatomy, how does it works? See, for example, like if there is something happening around you and you have to give some reaction to it, so the reaction will be common, right? Suppose I'm getting shocked. So if I'm getting shocked, my jaw will open, my brows will go up. There will be a particular expression which will come on my face. So you need to observe that expression, how much every part of your face is getting hit, so that you can get the same thing in your character. See, all this is it seems real, right? Because this is how things are made in games and movies. The subtle smile which you see here, right? This is also like how the variation you can see in the one side of the lip, it's up, and the way he is looking, and that smile on his face, like that expression, that thing has to come. It is all about the look and feel, what all the character is in the mood. The mood should be shown in your final render. That's how people will connect to it, right? What time the bros should go up, and it's not just about the both bros going up at the same time. Sometimes inner bros go up, okay, sometimes inner bros are down, outer bros go up, sometimes both bros go up at the same time. So you have to see like what expression is coming up, how the expression is coming up, and what amount it is there, so that it is actually the same as real. So you see, this is the shoot, this is the character. It sometimes the shoot and the character will not be the like see, suppose the director asks the actor to shoot a particular movement. It is shot, but when the movement comes to you, the director asks to make some change. So sometimes the expression can change from the shoot to the final output. So if you are getting into motion capture, keyframing knowledge is very much important, because sometimes you are asked to do some keyframing along with the motion capture data. So don't be blindly dependent on, okay, I'm getting motion capture data, it's all done, I'm getting all the things, and I don't have to do anything. It's not about that. You Motion capture is just 60% of your work. 40% of your work still you have to do. So if you see this little shot of her, this is the amount of brows and the eyes movement which are there, the way she's looking up, and then she blinks her eyes, the small subtle movements that makes the difference. That's what counts reality, and that's how we humans behave. Right? So does this? I hope this made you go through a small introduction about how motion capture works in animation, in gaming. Yeah. Does anyone has any questions as of now? Does anyone wants to ask anything? Feel free to ask. If see, I will make this more interactive. I don't want I am only speaking here, so you guys can also join and ask me anything in between. If this is fine, then we'll move to next part. Okay, cool.
Hi.
So let me make you go through this. Okay. So this lady, this is the shoot, and this is the character. Okay. So you can see. Now I will show you how much difference is there in the shoot and the final output. Okay.
Hi, I'm Zoe, and I'd like to take you on a journey as we create the next generation of realistic digital humans. Every last detail of Zoe, me, the real me, has been digitally recreated all the way to my eyes, my pore structure, to each and every one of my crazy expressions.
So did you see, like, here the teeth are all joint, right? But here there is a little bit of space, the expression. So it's all the same, moreover, but still little bit, 1% of change
Each
will
and
be
every
there.
one of my crazy expressions. It's pretty amazing, right?
We'll go through this again.
Hi, I'm Zoe, and I'd like to take you on a journey as we create the next generation of realistic.
Okay, when you're looking at it, right? Look at the mouth part at once and the brows part another time. Don't look both at the same time. Do deepfakes work on same principle?
Digital humans. Every last detail of Zoe, me, the real me.
So just look at it when she says me, the real me. So you can make out, right, the expression she's making.
Me, the real me.
And the smile which comes after she says the real me. So that's the attitude of the character, right, which is highlighted here.
The real me has been digitally recreated all the way to my eyes.
So you see, there is a smile,
me,
and then she gets serious.
has been
right?
digitally
The transition,
recreated all the
which is from one behavior to another.
every last detail of Zoe, me.
So all these things, whenever you're talking to a person also in real life, just see these things, how the things are happening around you, how the person is behaving, how her or his mouth is behaving. If you really are interested in animation and you want to get to it more, so all these small details you should start observing, so that when you are working on this, you can actually put these details into your character.
Has been digitally recreated all the way to my eyes, my pore structure.
So sometimes she is not opening that mouth much, but it has been done here. So that's called exaggeration, or what I can say is properly highlighting the data in the main character.
Way to my eyes.
So when this data comes into this, it's not the same as it is shot. You have to edit it and you have to match it with the shoot.
My pore structure to each and every one of my crazy expressions. It's pretty amazing, right?
Right?
Hi, I'm Zoe, and I'd like to take
Did
you
you
on a
guys like
journey
this
as we
reel?
create the next generation of realistic digital humans. Every last detail of Zoe, me, the real
So
me.
I am focusing more on the face as of now. I will get to the body also. Body animation is also done. Okay, so but the this thing which you're seeing right now, it's not just about one software. There are multiple softwares involved in this. Okay, the shoot is done in something else. Then the data comes in your FVX, Motion Builder, format or data file is there, then that is again gone into another process which is cleanup and all. Then the cleanup is done. After the cleanup, the final touch up is done, and if there are any changes according to the director, he wants to change anything according to the requirement, then those edits are done. So it involves many process, and each and every process has its own importance. Do we need to follow the 12 principle of animation, which is required for manual keyframe or animation? Yes, Mohammed, we have to follow the 12 principles of animation, be it any kind of animation. Okay, so don't think that these 12 principles are involved only in your keyframe or character animation. These 12 principles are involved in your clay animation also, your 3D animation also, and your motion capture also. So if the person, when you get the shoot, when you get the data, okay, so you will see these 12 principles are already there. Even when a person is reacting in real life, you will observe these 12 principles are already there in us. We are already enacting those 12 principles when we are doing when we are in real. So when the shoot happens, then these 12 principles will already be there. It just you have to exaggerate them so that they can be highlighted. Character here is a different thing. They have you have here set up in Maya and other software also, which happens. I like you guys can.
Has been digitally recreated all the way to my eyes.
So do you see the bros eyes?
All the way to my eyes.
That
my
double
pore
movement,
structure,
which is
to
there,
each
which
and every
comes.
one of my crazy expressions.
The eye dart moment which happened in the ooh thing. So yeah. So with this video, you can make out that what the character, what the attitude of the lady is.
Realistic digital humans.
Right?
Every
Is
last
bored,
detail of
she is
Zoe, me,
focused, she
the
is
real me,
lolly,
has been digitally
right? So
recreated
you can make out these
all the
things.
way to my
So when the
eyes,
director tells you
my
that
pore
the
structure.
attitude of the character is like this, so you have to add all these things in the animation.
To each and every one of my crazy expressions. It's pretty amazing, right?
So
Hi, I'm
these
Zoe, and I'd
things
like to take
makes the game look real. When you're playing a game, if you can't connect it to reality, then you will not have that fun. Once you link it to reality, then you get more involved into it, right? So you guys must be playing many games, like be it in your mobile or PC or PS4 or Xbox. So to link to the game, all these details matter. Suppose you are making a game and your animation is not that good, it's not up to that level. People might like the concept of the game, the story of the game, but the detailing part will lack. So they might say that development is not that good. Okay, so you guys can have questions here. How to combine both motion capture animation and keyframing animation? Okay, so before getting into motion capture, you need to have good knowledge of keyframing because you have to edit your motion capture data, and which is done in Maya, Motion Builder, which of a software you are using. So once you are comfortable with keyframing, only then you can edit your motion capture data. If you're not good at keyframing, then no matter how much knowledge you have, your motion capture data will not look so good. Okay, so once you get the motion capture data, you get all the curves, all the keys in it. Okay, just so you have to edit those keys and get it to the final output. Okay, we have some questions here. The dots are made from any special ink or substance, or can a general pen or marker can be used? A general pen or marker can be used. Okay, it's not about anything specific. See, when you do a VFX, if you guys are aware about the VFX, it's all about the marks. So marks can be made with anything. It can be a marker also. It can be any point. So the software actually tracks the points. So the points can be made with anything. Okay, what software to start with for developing animation in games for mobile and tablet devices in context to Unity engine? Okay, what software to start with? You guys can start with Maya for developing animation, and for developing games, obviously Unity is good. In the final result, what percentage is used for motion capture and how much is done for animators from the I already answered. Like motion capture is 60%, the rest of the data which you edit is 40%. How much time the process will take for this 12 seconds? It may take up to a week, depends on how much fast you are. The whole process from shooting to the final output can take a month. How complicated it could be to capture the data for the person as it's human environment is difficult to replicate. Yeah, it can be very complicated. It depends on um, the studio which is there, which is making this shoot. So sometimes it also depends on the amount of camera which is being used. Some people use you can capture it with your iPhone also, but the iPhone is not so, it doesn't give you so much good quality. But so a good amount of cameras are used for this, so that they can give a good the result can come bit better, so that you can edit it. Okay. In this webinar, is this webinar helpful for school students who want to pursue animation? Yes, this is very much helpful. What other software used for motion capture? Okay, so there are softwares like Motion Builder, which is used, and basically Motion Builder is the one which edits, which is more comfortable with motion capture data. But you can also use Blender. You can use Maya. Maya, to some extent, it is helpful, but Motion Builder is more comfortable. So all these seem like cutscenes. We probably can't do all that for an entire game. Can a set of rules be created to make the expressions human independent? Like create a set of expressions template and then call them when needed. Yeah, this is a different process, like using the same shock expression for all movements of shock. Yes, this can be done. It depends on the person who is animating. He can make a separate set of expressions, like happy. Uh, all the happy expressions can come at one place. All the angry expressions can come at one place. So whenever you need, you can call those expressions and just hit it. What can be done? Games can be developed using these motions. You can create any kind of game with these motions. There is no limitation to it. Is coding involved in this motion capture? No. Coding is a different process. This is purely animation. Okay. I guess like so many questions. Is there any difference in the process when animation is done in cinematic shots and in-game or gameplay animation? No. It see, both are animation only, cinematic or in-game or gameplay. It's just like in cinematic you are getting more detail. In gameplay or in-game, it's more about locomotions and your simple motions which come up. How about the graph editor for motion capture? Is it similar to keyframe? Yes, it is similar. Graph editor has to be tweaked. Yes, it has to be tweaked. So when you get this data, there are a lot of jerks. There are, suddenly the graph will go up extreme and or maybe down. So you need to clean those noise, because when we are acting, when we are making saying anything, so we have small movements. which are in our face, in our hands, fingers. So even if you're still, your fingers might move. So all everything is recorded. So at what extent this is being recorded, you need to check. You need to see how much noise you want in the character. So if the character is doing weird movements in your scene, you need to tweak that. Okay, fine. So we'll take the rest of the questions later, and I will move to the next part now. Okay, so let's move to next. So this animation data is mapped to a 3D model so that the model performs the same actions as the character. This process may be contrasted with builder technique of rotoscoping. So rotoscoping is a technique used in VFX. It is mapping the real character with the 3D character same by same. It is done frame by frame. Okay, so it is actually you have a shoot, you put a character in front of the image or the video, and then you animate the character as the image is going. Okay, so it is rotoscoping, it is frame by frame animation. Fine. Okay, cool. Camera movements can also be motion captured so that a virtual camera in the scene will pan, tilt, or dolly around the stage, driven by a camera operator while the actor is performing. So, like in cinematic, we have camera movements. So, camera movement will also come along with the data. At the same time, the motion capture systems can capture the camera and props as well as the actor performance. Like I said, it's not just about the character movement, it's about the object movement also, which can be captured. This allows the computer-generated characters, images, and set to have the same perspective as the video images from the camera. Okay, so this is clear, I hope. A computer processes the data and displays the movements of the actor, providing the desired camera positions in terms of objects in the set. Retroactively obtaining camera movement data from the captured footage is known as match moving or camera tracking. So this match moving and camera tracking word are basically used in VFX. Okay, these words are the same. This process is the same which is used in motion capture. So the camera data, the actor's performance, the object movements, all are being tracked, and the data has been provided to you, so that you can tweak and work on it. Make it better. So I will take you through one more reel here. Okay. Okay. Let me take you through this one.
What do you mean I'm not human? What do you mean I'm not human? I am as human as you. I am as human as any other person on this planet.
So if you see here, the amount of detail is not that much, right? The one like the one I showed you before. The previous one was more better, right? So it all depends on the amount of details you're using. Here, if you see the mouth and eyes part is fine.
What do you mean I'm not human? I am as human
She
as
has
you.
acted like that only. There are not such movements on her face. That's why the character is looking like that.
I am as human as you. I am as human as any other person on this planet. What do you mean I'm not human? I am as human as you. I am as human as any other person on this planet.
This is just basic, clean, face animation, which you are seeing.
What do you mean I'm not human? I am as human as you. I am as human as any other person on this planet. What do you mean I'm not human? I am as human as you. I am as human as any other person on this planet.
I believe there can be more details added to this face, because the amount of expression you are seeing here, it's not the same as which is coming here, right? So you guys can also make out this,
I am
this
as
thing,
human as you. I am as human as any other person on this planet.
right? So these are the small examples which you are seeing. let me take you through one more. Like after this, we will come to body.
I introduced video games to my daughter when she was 3 years old. So the first thing I did was, go on forums and try to find suggestions for kid-friendly games. I landed on a Paw Patrol side-scrolling game.
Just
She
observe
picked it up
everything, the amount of details which are
right away, and she really loved it. So whenever she'd get stuck, I wouldn't pick up the controller and help her out right away. Instead, I always instructed her to at least try 3 times. And then if she can't do it after 3 times, then I'll help her out. And that actually...
So you see, he's speaking very fast, but still the amount of, you don't see any jerks happening here.
turned out to be a lesson for a lot of things outside of video games. To always,
It's
push
very smooth, very subtle, very clean.
through when there's struggles or difficulties. So it's funny how that little, lesson for video games turned out to be a much bigger lesson in the end. I introduced video games to my daughter when she was 3 years old. So the first thing I did was, go on forums and try to find suggestions for kid-friendly games. I landed on a Paw Patrol side.
You see, these all other points which are there, which have been tracked. Okay.
Scrolling game. She picked it up right away, and she really loved it. So whenever she'd get stuck, I wouldn't pick up the controller and help her out.
So that data comes on the character. This is the shoot, this is the character, and this is your face rig. Okay, so yeah, this much details are there in the rigs. If you don't have these much details, you cannot tweak the data. So you need to get the data on this rig so that can be tweaked. So here, if you see upper brows, lower brows, eyes, eyelids, nose, all the points of the lips, everything is there. These are the mouth part, the shapes, lip bite, lip press, lip tighten, everything, neck, lips, mouth press, lip blow, tongue animations. This is the detailing of the rig which is there, which is required to tweak a motion capture data.
Right away. Instead, I always instructed her to at least try 3 times. And then if she can't do it after 3 times, then I'll help her out. And that actually turned out to be a lesson for a lot of things outside of video games. To always, push through when there's struggles or difficulties. So it's funny how that little, lesson for video games turned out to be a much bigger lesson in the end.
I think this has given you a pretty much good idea about face animation, how it is, the amount of detailing which is required in a face animation. Does anyone has any questions here? Or I guess all of you guys must be clear with the face animation as of now. Yes, this can be used in VR also. Good. So the face part is clear now, right? Now, what about the body part? So you guys must have seen many VFX movies like Anita and Alita, which movie came. If you guys have seen. Okay, so in that movie, if you see, there are few actions. There were many action scenes in the movie, which the lady had to perform. So for those action scenes, there was some movements which you cannot make an actor do, but you can make your 3D character do that. Because as 3D character, you have the control. You can make the 3D character do anything you want, right? So in that, that advantage you get in a motion capture. Suppose you are making your leg raise, okay, and your leg cannot hit that properly, or it cannot exaggerate. There is a extent to which your leg can go, but in 3D character you can exaggerate and make it like your character can do. Let me show you a basic. These people are acting, and this is how their data is coming. So this is the 3D bone setup, which is there in Max or Motion Builder or any software you want. Okay, they are enacting and how the data is. Now, do you think that this data? I will show you small things which you have to tweak in your software after you get this data. So this is how your data will come. Okay, this is the motion capture shoot, and this is how your data will come in the scene. Now, if you observe the legs, the hands, okay, the body movements, they have bit of jerks. Okay, and these legs are not straight. Some legs are like this, tilted. They are not planted properly. Okay. You see, even if when he is jumping, that this part, if you observe, it's like the leg will go up and down. It will not be planted. So suppose my leg is coming and going. So if I'm planting a leg, it will not be like this and go. It will not stop at one point. It will keep on moving. You need to make the leg stop. It is being planted at a frame. You need to make that in your software, in Maya or Motion Builder or whichever software you're using. So at that point, your keyframing skills count. How much good you are in keyframing, that counts. If you don't know how to use a graph editor, how to tweak keys, you cannot work on a motion capture data. So you have to be good at keyframing before coming to motion capture. And this motion capture data, suppose you're working on any game, you can get this motion capture data online also. If you cannot shoot, you can get this motion capture data online also. See, he was doing like this. You see, the hand is not proper. Okay, suppose if you're doing like this, my hands are straight, but in my data, I'm shooting like this, but my data will come like this. So I have to tweak this. I have to maintain the same expression, the same body movement which is there in the shoot in my character. There were jerks here. The elbow part was going up and down. You need to fix that thing in the graph editor in your Maya. See, he is coming, and there are flickers in his data. These are the jerks, the noise which comes from our body, okay, in the data, and we need to tweak it so that it looks good when we are getting to the final stage. Good amount of understanding for you guys for how the body thing works. Okay, so motion capture offers several advantages over traditional computer animation of a 3D model. Okay, low latency, close to real time, results can be obtained. In entertainment applications, this can reduce the cost of keyframe based animation. The handover technique is an example of this. Okay, so if the same thing you are doing in a keyframing animation, it will take you couple of weeks, maybe a month to achieve this data. Motion capture eases that. The amount of work does not vary with the complexity or length of the performance to the same degree as when using traditional techniques. This allows many tests to be done with different styles of deliveries, giving a different personality, only limited by the talent of the actor. So it depends on the actor how good he's acting okay, how good he's able to give you that data. Suppose you have all the setup done, you have the mocap suit, all the cameras are installed, but if the actor is not able to give you uh, that movement, then what will you do? The actor has to be capable of acting according to the storyline, right? That's what it means. Complex movement and realistic physical interactions such as secondary motions, weight, and exchange of forces can be easily recreated in a physically accurate manner. Suppose you have your body weight exercise, weight mechanism exercises where you are lifting a heavy weight or anything. So that thing, that weight feeling, those secondary, like your head movements or your chest movements, spine movements, how the hand one movements, that can be achieved with the motion capture. These things you have to add separately in keyframing. You are animating the spine at once, then animating your hands. One hand goes, and then the second hand is coming. So all these things, small movements, can be achieved with the motion capture, and they can give you a good feel of weight. Okay, the amount of animation data that can be produced within a given time is extremely large when compared to traditional animation techniques. This contributes to both cost effectiveness and meeting production deadlines. This, I don't have to explain this. This explains, this tells you everything about, the advantage of using motion capture data. Potential for free software and third-party solutions, reducing its cost. Yeah. So let me take you through next. So you guys must have seen that if you go to a gym, a very cult gyms and all, so they have their movies which are going on. The 3D exercise thing which is going, so which is very real. I'll show you this. You guys must have seen this, right? At gyms. This interaction which is happening, this is getting intersected. These small things happens. Okay, so these things you have to fix in games. This is not allowed. The amount of intersections which are happening, but yeah, at some places, yeah, this can be taken. Try to do this in keyframing, it will take a lot of time with this amount of reality. Good, right? Yeah. Okay, let me show you one more thing.
And landing.
So this guy is acting. Okay, this is how it all is. But this is not a real. Okay, this is cartoon characters.
I assure you that I am able to defeat this creature. Fire at him, full cannon.
They use this so that the character does not get hurt in real. You are having action sequence and all. So in that case, this helps. So what this does is when you get when you get this, see in the movie or in the game, this has to be a base level, right? Plain level. But here, if if this wasn't there, the actor might have got hurt. Okay, so this was there, this is saving, but the data which will come here, it will be spongy movement, it will not be flat. Okay, suppose the character is getting hit, so if it was base, it will be stuck. Okay, but if in this case, it will get down and then come up, so you need to tweak that thing. How to add cartoon characters? See, this the rig which I showed you, the real human rig. In that you can put any rig. Your cartoon character rig can also come. See, the data can be put in any character. It is not rig constrained. Okay, any amount of data you can put to your rig.
Fire at him, full can. Go get him. Stop. Stand there.
Where?
There.
By this janky gas station?
It is called mocap suit. The dress name is mocap suit.
Ingress.
A secret door.
You see these marks which are there? So these points are getting tracked.
Oh!
Coming in for landing, and 3, 2, 1, land! Sharni, evacuate the city's residents to the east. I will engage the kaiju towards the west.
Oh boy!
Only the points are getting tracked, not the person. Only the person who is wearing a mocap suit, only that person is getting tracked, not all the persons.
Rock!
3, 2, 1, launch! They're calling themselves the Brobots, a top secret name that I managed to find out about. Hey! Over here! Secret door! Are we getting this?
So do you see the neck here? The head, it is all broken, right? So this is not how it is. This is how the data is coming. Okay, so you need to if you get this data, you have to tweak this, right? So you need to have that sense how the human works. Only then you can edit your data.
Are we getting this? Great. Oh yeah. Shut it off, Shawnee, shut it off. No can do, bro. You're just gonna have to roll with it. Dun, 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 dun. Everybody dance now. Bang, dang,
Just a weird example. Okay, this is just for example. Okay. So it is not just about the one camera. There are multiple cameras through which you can get your data, which really helps.
And now, by the show. Da, 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 da. Dun, 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 dun.
Do we have any questions now? Now body and face both are covered for you guys. I mean, you guys might have good understanding now. Do we have questions? Please ask. Thank you, Sunil. Which software do you use to create these faces? Okay, there are multiple softwares. One is Faceware, which is commonly used. Yeah, you can search for it and you can see how it works. Which option should I take? Are these methods that can be used to do motion capture at home workout at home without the use of these advanced equipment? No, you cannot use this without equipment. Can you give a list of everything we'll be learning in this webinar? Okay, list of everything. Yeah, face and body, how animation works in gaming. Face motion and body motion capture edit done at the same time. Yes, it is done at the same time. It also depends. If you want to record just a face, you can just have the face camera. If you want to record the body, you can just have the body without the face camera. Okay. So this is all from my side. If you guys have anything, please feel free. Yeah. What do you do for living? Okay. So, what all animation roles are there? And there are face animator is a different role, body animator is a different role, in-game animators are different, cinematic animators are different. This is how gamings, have. It depends on studio by studio. Each and every studio will have different departments, and sometimes in a studio one person is doing multiple works. Sometimes in a studio they have one person for a particular, different people for different works. So it all depends. I guess we are done here.
Thank you so much, Tushar. That was a lovely session. Now we have Ajay in the meeting. Ajay will be sharing with everyone about the gaming program that we have, and he'll be taking forward. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. It was nice presenting to you. Wish you all a good luck.
Welcome, Ajay.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. Thank you, Tushar, for a wonderful session. It was really great and a lot of informative things. And nothing like you're a rocking guy, like every time. Thank you so much for giving us and our students a wonderful thought process on the complete animation process. That was insightful, definitely. And now I will, this is like when you talk about animation, I think Tushar has given us a complete walk cycle, complete flow about that, how it has been doing a major role in the gaming sector. Now we'll see how and where it is being connected to our program. So that is where I'm going to talk about. Before I'm talking about in depth, I would like to share my screen. I hope every one of you who have been here as an access to this certification brochure of our program. I hope this program is going to be in a 6 month program. And I would like to tell you, like, we have an overview, which is called primer. And in this primer, we'll have a basic idea of what has been covered in esports and gaming. First, totally for 2 months, followed by you can get into the depth of both the streams. Like next 16 weeks, which is like next 4 months, we'll be talking about, you can choose any one of the stream, which is like gaming or esports. Gaming is a place where you have to ideate a concept, then followed by you have to create the assets, then the develop, then followed by you have to publish your game towards the market, where we have a publishing partner as Crazy Labs with us. Now, I would like to take you guys through the interesting highlights which you get throughout this course, which is, of course, we are unique in that 70-90% of sessions are live instruction, like followed by we have interesting mini projects, which I was telling about, talking about gaming. In gaming, we are talking about making an hyper casual game. That's our target, and that's where Crazy Labs doing the publishing managing job with us. Followed by, we'll be planning from few meetups, definitely, to meet with technical experts like Tushar and a lot more interesting people coming up from the esports background and gaming background. So you guys have a chance to meet them in person and get a lot of queries clarified throughout this program in form of workshops and masterclass. But also we'll be calling you guys for an offline meetups that will be also in plan. Followed by, we have a lot more AR, VR. Of course, when you join us into this course, you'll everyone will be created a unique Unity ID, and that will be part that ID will be registered with us also directly with Unity, so that you have extensive content access for a lot more access for like AR content, VR content, and a lot more interesting game content. And we will make the students to enable yourself to test your skills. Whatever you have learned, you should not keep it with yourself. You have to get into some game jams to test whether whatever you have learned, whether we can implement it in certain timeline. So we'll have this game jams, game tournaments, access to that through our program. And followed by, there are a lot of interesting career opportunities. To get a career opportunity, to key highlight here, Nodwin is our title partner. Nodwin is guaranteeing each and every learner a 5 months internship. It's a paid internship. That's where it's a unique in this way. Here, it is programmed as a part-time, as I told earlier. Saturday 3 hours, Sunday 3 hours. We have the live sessions, and we'll be setting up the floor to discuss, engage with you guys, understand what are the queries you have in this program. And every week we are coming up with unique topics. Your doubts will be clarified from the industry expert as well as the mentor. You'll have a direct mentor. In personal, I'll be handling the game design core area, and we have game developer faculties, we have game business, game asset faculty, and we have the business and marketing faculty individually. Roughly what you're seeing in my screen are the process what you're going to go through in the gaming, starting with analyzing design fundamentals, conceptualization, pre-production, fundamentals of programming, visual scripting. I just want to add up one unique point here. Those who are opting for gaming, you'll be meant to be in a group project, two people group. It's like one developer, one designer. Together, you'll come up with this hyper casual project and end up, you'll complete end-to-end project, and you'll be presenting the project to the publisher. That's a unique factor here. And you have a chance to work with, while doing the project, mentors from the industry. Like we have our gaming partners are Game On, Mumbai Gullies, which is known for Reloaded, which is their top game called Desert Die in hyper casual, which is published with Crazy Labs. And we have Godspeed Games, and we have interesting partner is Olika Production. All these partners are being to this gaming sector at a very good titles, and they're known for very good titles, and they are very have a wonderful experience in this game sector. So same thing with esports also. There are a lot of interesting elements. This course is an esports not for the players, it's for the game management. How do you manage the pro events? How do you manage the team? How do you bring in a sponsors? The complete management cycle is being covered in the esports spec. Here the tools, everyone asks the same questions with me. Like, sir, what are the tools covered? As I told you, we are the Unity official partner. So in this course, so you are being covered with Unity and Visual Studio, followed by Adobe tools, then or Figma and Maya or Blender. Because right now, when we say artist in 3D especially, a lot of Blender artists are highly required in the market. Followed by, we have very interesting set of faculties, and a lot more will be added here. And coming to the very interesting factor, your certificate is loaded with a wonderful set of logos. One in itself, Hero Wired, followed by Nodwin logo, and you have a Unity logo, and your Media Entertainment Skill Council, which is government based, and followed by your National Skill Development Council, NSDC, the government body, is been attesting your certificate. So which you see in the top design. And those are opting gaming as your specialization. You are, for the first time, if your attendance, if your assignments are on time, if you're completing all the criteria, you are first time for your certificate cost. Example, this is a Unity certificate. We'll be helping you and guiding you for that. In this example, there be a developers. There'll be artist. There'll be, let's say, like a certain bifurcation like technical artists also. So in case if you want to take this certification, we can help you. And first time of paying the certification cost for this will be a complete waiver for you guys if you maintain all the criteria properly in the stage. Followed by, we would like to tell you we have a wonderful set of career service team other than those who are saying, so I'm a professional, should I go into an internship, should I get is there an option where I can get a direct job? Yes, we can get that option possible, and we have a wonderful career service team to support you guys to get this possible happening, and we will provide you a placement assistance, and of course you can get into the right companies as your expectation. Any doubts which I could handle? No, I got a question like is Unreal. This course is centered to an Unity certification. So we have an upcoming course that will be towards an Unreal. So definitely in that space, yes, you can get an Unreal. But this is totally towards an Unity certification course. Any other question which you would like to answer from the audience? And I hope, of course, you can find this recording in our VLAN platform. I think Mahima or Sarthak can help you guys on that. And I would like to add up one important point because Tushar was talking about that point, which is like motion capture. When we are meeting, I mentioning about the meetups, right? Offline meetups with you guys. At that particular moment, we can also even take you guys to the mocap studios where you can really visit and go through the process, understand how they are making it in the real time. That will happen towards the technology meetups when we happen throughout the program. I think we are planning in the throughout the meetups in 6 months period. We are planning to meet up like maybe 3 times. It's still in the process. We can think about that. Any other questions? How can to enroll for it? I think Magima, I think you can share the link here. Magima, Satak, anyone here?
Yes, our learning consultant will be reaching out to them post the webinar. Yeah.
Okay, I think you got the answer. Is there any other questions? Yeah, I got a question. What is Global Game Jam? Global Game Jam, it's like one of the reputed and very famous event which is organized by the international bodies. And every year in India, there will be happening only 2 or 3 events. Every year, for the first month, this is on January. Within the first 2 weeks, it will be happening where you have an option to, so where like team of people will go together and they'll create a game at a given concept. It's going to be a 24 hours game jam or 48 hours game jam. Round the clock, you have to complete, you have to submit the game. So best games will be recognized. So that is the global game jam. Every year it happens. So we have an access to it, which we, as I mentioned, you will get an access to it to get enrolled in. What is the eligible criteria? Eligible criteria is very simple. We have anyone who has passed your UG or 12th should be fine. UG graduate is fine. And if you're working professional, also you can apply. And those who want to shift your domains, example, there are students from people from software engineers who want to migrate to gaming. Of course, this is the right platform for you guys to. This is a place where you can shift yourself as a complete jump into the gaming. This is for the place where the people can join. I am a BTech dropout, 7.5 years experience. Of course, you can join. You have an option. You can join this program. There is no problem. There is some waiver form which you have to sign. It's okay if you're a dropout or whatever. So it can be no problem. I think the eligible criteria, I think we are on. School students, sorry about that. We are coming out shortly on that areas, but currently we don't have any courses for school students. This is only for the people with it's a either dropouts with experience or with the undergrad passing is a basic criteria. That's not our criteria, by the way. Nordland's requirement, it's all about. Any other questions which I could answer? So the Unreal course is similar. No, definitely not. Definitely not. Unreal courses totally will be different because Unreal courses towards we're trying to reach about designers approach because where we are visual scripting and more towards on that space. So that will be happening on the Unreal course, and there will be a lot of things will be covered toward that aspects of it. And so Unreal course will be towards in that aspects. If I enroll, how long the internship with Novel? It's a 5 months internship. It's defined, and it is a paid stipend base, and it is an offline internship where you have to travel to Gurgaon, and it will be like a 9 to 5 job. You have to serve, and if you are performing well, they will not wait for 2 months. They will not wait for 5 months. First 2 months itself, they can. You have an option to convert yourself as a full time. How can school students enhance their animation skills? Definitely, there are a lot of animation. I can say like courses available, and where you can start. Those who are starting your animation skill for first time, I suggest you to refer to the principles of animation and refer to a lot of animation books and a lot of YouTube channels you can which guides you on the animation techniques and start with 2D animation basic I can say traditional animation before you get to hands-on on motion capture because motion capture will it's a latest technology definitely everyone should adapt to it but at the same time you should not forget the tradition you have to be strong in your tradition techniques as Tushar told. What are the requirements to be a good designer and what knowledge we should have? First of all, I see a good designer is like in 4 terms. I can break it. First thing is color sense, proportions. I can say we have a principles of designs. Principles that should be followed, and any concepts you design first research, analyze, then put onto the designs. It's not like start away. I know also Photoshop. I can just put up in the post. No, nothing like that. Analyze what is the requirement, plan the color concepts, decide the color themes, how to go forward, then plan the proportions, structure it, then present the design. That's where you can have it better designs. which cam you're using between? I'm using Logitech by the way. Can you switch from Unity course to Unreal course when it is launched? Definitely not. Sorry. Um, you have to once the course you have launched. I mean, you have joined the certification in gaming and esports. You will be into definitely one course until you complete that. Then only if you need, you can get into another one. You cannot jump in the middle of the thing. Sorry. And to join course fees. Course fees will be told by our learning consultant to you guys, definitely. And job opportunities after the course. Definitely, if you're there are, as I told in gaming, if you're going for a gaming specialization, I think you're seeing in my screen, which in gaming you're targeting game designer because definitely design skills have been covered and good story concepts, how to plan it, how to prepare you for that. We'll be developing the game developer, definitely good publishing aspects. So game publisher and visualizer skills. And end of the day, we are also targeting you guys to how to become a game marketing person also. So that is for the gaming. Esports, yes, that's a good list. Yes. Definitely you can join. This is an online course and our learning consultant will reach out to you, Aniruddha. So you can discuss, they will tell you in detail. What are the softwares required for a game developer? When you say game developer, definitely you should be very strong in the programming skills, not one, many, because a game developer should be strong in the programming skills as a basics, followed by the understanding the various game mechanics. Either it may be 2D game, either it may be shoot in respect to any genres, or it may be 3D game in respect to any genres. You have to be very strong in the mechanics concepts, and especially if you're starting newly, I suggest you to start with the simple mechanics. And that's the thing where this programming also centered to hyper casual. So we suggest that 14 different types of mechanics on the space. That's the targeted space here. Any other questions? Oh, sorry. What all we put in the CV to come after completing the course? Definitely, if you are doing, you will get this certification. and you will be sent. We will be supporting you to understand. First of all, you sit under which role exactly, either a designer or a developer role or whatever thing. Your CVs will be fine tuned towards that, and definitely a strong portfolio, and followed by the, you will be get a proper clarity on or before the program ends, like what is your direction down the line after the next 3 years, what is your target, that will be guided to you guys. Is 100% placement guaranteed? If yes, what is the minimum package? There is no 100% placement guarantee. It's 100% placement assistance. We'll give you an assistance, and if there is a minimum package, I think our team should have told you that. Our team can get the details about that. So I think anything should be decent package, starting from, I think if I'm not wrong, 6 lakhs is the minimum package, I think, if I'm not wrong. But our learning consultant can take you that in very details. I think 6 lakhs should be decent. Is the minimum package. I want to get hired in Blizzard, Activision, Microsoft, as a game dev. What part should I take? Definitely, if you want to be a good game dev, definitely you should have a strong portfolio, and your portfolio to the level of an, how to say that, understanding the various game styles, understanding the various game genres, making your strong portfolio, trying to get a hands-on experience with the interns, as an interning with a lot of studios, like reputed studios like Ubisoft. Here, and you have Ubisoft, Reliance, and lot more, Nazara, and lot more people. Make your skills more stronger, understanding the industry, make it more better, and that leads to you definitely the activation. Nothing wrong in that, because that's a nice vision you have. Can we design high-end graphic games after 6 months? Definitely, I will. I will not. I will not like to comment on that, because reason is 6 months is a targeted for the people coming from various backgrounds, and we have learners coming from mechanical background, electrical engineering background, computer background, who never seen gaming before, or who have been playing games, who never been developing games before. So for those people, this course has been defined. So definitely we are targeting the hyper casual game. I'm making it very clear, and that's our target. So nowhere we are promising that you can make a PC game or whatever. So it's a very targeted game approach. As I mentioned, minimum skill PA. If he promoted well after 5 months, is it guaranteed, right? Definitely. I mean, 6 LPA is not the figure. I don't want to lock the figure as 6 LPA, because after not even 5 months, I can say 2 months also. Because if you are performing very well and not been see that you have a potential, why they will wait for until 5 months? They will definitely take you to within the first 2 months itself. They will help you to shift it, and they will convert you to the full-time opportunity. And the package prices may vary also, because I have seen a lot of potential developers who has been got a better package than 6 LPA. Any other questions?
Ajay, I believe we have answered most of the questions here.
Yes.
Now, this brings us to the end of this webinar. Thank you so much, Ajay. Thank you so much, Tushar, for onboarding onto this webinar. It was a wonderful session and a very informative session. Thank you, everyone, for being a lovely audience. And in case you have any other questions or queries regarding this webinar or the gaming program, you can write us at hello@HeroWire. I'm just putting down the email ID into the chat box. This is the email ID that you can write us at, and our team and learning consultants will be getting back to you. Thank you for being a lovely audience, everyone. We'll be getting back to you with another exciting webinar. Thank you so much for joining, everyone. Thank you.